So his duty is actually to destroy, right? But yes, we are talking about different forms of God right now, but that does not mean that the gods are many. Of course, there's only one God, but yes, with different names and different forms. So his duty is to destroy the worlds, destroy everything, right? And at the end of creation, and everything will be dissolved. Then later Brahma will create again. This continues like that, right? Well, what we talk about modern theories, right? They say that suggest the possible ending of the physical universe after some billions of years, right? Through the expansion of a gigantic black hole devouring the matter from endless galaxies. That is, the physical world, the physical universe will be destroyed as per the modern theories. Someday it will be destroyed. But the scriptures also say the same thing, that if God has created something, it will be destroyed, because this is the very law of nature, that whatever has been created will be destroyed. Like whoever is born must die, right? This is the law of nature. So that does not mean that since creation and now Vishnu is preserving the world, right? Shiv has to wait till the end of at that time to do his job, Sipasa. Of course, he has his job to do, right? Shiv has many things to do to keep the worlds going. The worlds, parce qu'il y en a beaucoup worlds, and we're not talking only about our planet Earth. His first and foremost duty is to destroy many things in order to ensure the order of universe. The order of universe means that the universe functions properly. At times there are negativity, negative people, negative things happening. Shiv will be there, is there to destroy, right? Now, Shiv's destruction is not negative. Though he is destroying, that destruction is not negative. It is a positive one, because after that destruction, there will be something better happening, right? The whole thing here is that he is the destroyer, he destroys. But because of this, we can't consider him to be cruel. No, we can't say Shiv is cruel. Parce que normalement, when we see Shiv, especially when he is in his Rudra form, when he is in his anger or doing Tandav, maybe it's quite fearing for some, right? But that does not mean Shiv is cruel. It is just his duty. He is just doing his duty, right? So he destroys the imperfections. You know, at times we have certain imperfections. We are trying to progress in our spiritual life, yet we are imperfect. There are certain illusions that we are trapped in. We have desires, ignorance. So he destroys all these things. Shiva, as the destroyer, pas visé pour détruire seulement the whole world one day, or the whole universe, no. All the work of destruction or elimination, whether it is of our ego, our illusion, Shiv does that, right? So this is what I said earlier, the law of nature, right? So historians believe that he was a pre-Vedic god, right? You know, we have the pre-Vedic time, the Vedic time, we have the Puranic time where the Puran became very popular, right? So pre-Vedic time, some believe that he was a deity since that pre-Vedic time. He was a pre-Vedic god, but not called as Shiv. He was not being called as Shiv. He was being called as Rudra, right, at that time. But in the Rig Veda, we do have references of the name Shiv relating to him, of course. We have the name Rudra, we have the name Shiv. So these names, we actually say Limem, right? Now, there is a theory that the seated yogi found on the seals of Indus Valley civilization was a prototype of Lord Shiv only, right? So as we said, during the pre-Vedic time, he was a popular god, the pre-Vedic time. So we have certain seals of the Indus Valley civilization. Maybe if you have seen the film Mohenjo-Daro, c'est un Indus Valley civilization. Avant ça aussi, bien sûr, those people. So they were worshipping this Rudra or this Shiv, right? So he's not a quite modern into inverted comma, bien sûr, deity. He was there, but he was being called especially as Rudra. In the Mahabharata, we come across many references to him. Both Arjun and Krishna worshipped him, especially before the war. In the Ramayana also, we have references to Shiv. Bien sûr, you know that the demon Ravan, the demon king Ravan, was a great worshipper, was a great devotee of Lord Shiv, right? And he got many boons as well from Shiv. It is believed that the worship of his statues or icons was widely prevalent as early as 2nd and 3rd century before Christ. C'est ça the thing, he was popular since the pre-Vedic time. Now, demons like Ravan, like Bhasmasur, right? They were great followers, ardent devotees of Shiv, right? They meditated, they got boons from him, to whom he gave several boons, to Bhasmasur and to Ravan also, right? Ever willing to help those who are in distress. This is the quality of Shiv, ever willing to help. That's why we call him Bhola, Bholanath. So he saved the world by partaking the halahal poison, which came out from the churning of the ocean. I believe you must be knowing the churning of the ocean, where there were the demons and the gods. They were churning the ocean to get nectar. But while churning, not only the nectar came, we have many different things, valuable things came. One among all those things was the halahal poison. And it was such a dangerous poison, even smelling that even if a drop will fall on the ground, everything will be destroyed. So Shiv saved the humanity, saved the creation by partaking this halahal poison. He has kept it in his throat, right? That's why his throat is blue, and we call him Neelakant. So with the popularity of Shaivism is the cult, the group of people who praise Shiv. A great deal of literature grew around him. Nu apel sa ban agam literature. Okay. Ban agam literature, where we get literature about Shiv as well, right? He is known by many names and many titles. We have different names. For example, Rudra, the red one. Red in terms of when one gets angry, live in red, who is feared by one and all. He's also known as Kailashpati, the Lord of Kailash, where he resides. He is called Dakshinamurti because he faces the south while doing meditation. As Purush, he is Ishvara himself. Purush means God, not man here. It means God. He is Ishvara. As the Lord of Beings, he is Pashupatinath ou Pashupati seulement, the Lord of Beings, ou bien the Lord of Animals as well. Si nous trouvons autour de lui, nous trouvons beaucoup animals as well. He is the husband of Uma. He is known as Umapati or Parvatipati, right? So this, is the family of Shiv himself, and Parvati, or you may call Uma. Then you have Ganesh and Kartikeya, right? He is known as Gangadhar because he has the sacred Ganga coming from his matted hair. Because of his matted hair, he is dearly called Jatadhari. Jata, which the jata on the head, the hair, Jatadhari. As a perfect being, he is Siddheshwar. Siddheshwar means the one who has Siddhi Vidya and powers. With his trident in his hands, he became popular as heroic and fearless. That is, he is known as Trishuladhari. Trishuladhari, which is the one who holds the Trishul. The Trishul, as you know, is the weapon of Shiv. He is also known as Nataraj. Nataraj means the master of dance, the lord of dance. He is Harihar. Harihar because he is in association with Vishnu. He is called Ardhanarishwar, half male, half female aspect. Ardhanarishwar. He is known as Nandishwar. Nandishwar, that is, he is the rider. So vehicle is the bull, whom we call Nandi, right? And he has two children, Ganesh and Skanda. Skanda, that is Kartikeya, right? Souvent, des fois, nous trouvons either sitting in meditation or sitting maybe with eyes open also in photos. I'm talking about famous photos of him, or with his family, what you call Shiv Parivar, or he is shown as the Shivling. The most popular form of Shiv, bien sûr, is the Shivling. And this is what we really pray. That's why we call that Shivalaya, the Shivling. So the Shivling is actually the formless aspect of Shiv. Une photo de Shiv. Here Shiv has a particular form. You can see the eyes, the head, the hair, the arms, blah, blah, I know, right? We can see his physical attributes. But here, this is the representation of Shiv. This is Shiv himself. But this is called the formless aspect of Shiv. Formless qui fait, là, bien sûr, nous pas trop sur la tête, nous pas trop sur arms, sur les pieds, non. This is the formless aspect of Shiv. And also with Shivling, if you analyze a Shivling properly, c'est pas ça de Shivling là. Bon, faut te la couper un petit peu. The Shivling is like an egg. Ça bout là, il continue là-haut. En bas aussi, il continue comme ça, like the egg. Right? This is the exact form of a Shivling. In Amana, Batik priye Vishnu, Laz priye Shaligram also. Shaligram also, and quelquefois, il don't form like an egg, right? So the Shivling also is like that. So what does it mean? When you're writing something, c'est pas seulement you say it, but you justify it. What does it mean? What is the significance of it? So the Shivling represents that it has no beginning and no end. You have seen an egg. Can you say where's the head, where's the feet? We can't. Si vous déviez, il pourrait venir head, feet, ou dévier pour une head, feet, pareil. So it means God, here Shiv, God has no beginning, has no end. He has a form, yet he is formless, right? This has also been stated in the Isha Upanishad. In the Upanishads, it has been explained like that. God is formless, bien sûr, but he takes form as well, right? So we worship him in this popular form. Donc, Shivling literally means the body of Shiv, right? The representation of Shiv. Next to the symbol Om, it is perhaps the most powerful and sacred symbol in Hinduism. Dans tout temple, nous avons un Shivling. Almost to temple, I'll say, parce que si nous parlons d'un ISKCON temple, peut-être pas, right? But what you call the Shivalaya, we have the Shivling. And most of the time, Kumaninjan, we have Shivling, and very rare in temples, we have his images, like an exact murti of Shiv with his head and the arms and all. We see that quite rare in temples. So the description of Shiv, you must know the description of Shiv. Shiv personifies beauty. Bien sûr, he is beauty, serenity, spirituality, and stability. Each time nous trouve Shiv, la plupart du temps, quand il est seul, he is in meditation. That is, quelque part, he's teaching us we needed to follow spirituality, to do meditation, to have stability in our life. He's depicted as dark blue. Normalement, c'est ce throat qui bleu, right? As we were saying about the halal poison, his throat is blue. That's why he's called as Nilkat. But in pictures at times, the whole body is depicted as blue as well. It is said that because of the effect of the poison, right? That's why he is depicted as dark blue. Sinon, Shiv is white in color, just like, the Kailash, kind of snow is white. Shiv is white in color. About Kiso's throat is blue. But in pictures, as I told you, it's quite a different thing. Unlike Vishnu, Vishnu, you see Vishnu with the earrings, the lilacène, tout ça, but not Shiv. Shiv is depicted as an ascetic god, the one who has renounced everything, right? As a garland of skulls. Pas dans tout photo qui ne trouve ça, bien sûr. At times, ne trouve Rudraksha, but it can be, he can have a garland of skulls as well. Pareil comme Kali. He visits the cremation ground very frequently. They say this is a very good habit, of visiting the cremation ground, because there we come to realize our true nature. We come to realize the reality of life, that we will end there one day, right? So there he goes there, he is there, he does meditation there. We have people also who do meditation in cremation ground as well, right? Because c'est qui fait un mauvais travail, loin de là, but we have people doing that. If you see Ramakrishna, one of the reformers we have, Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, he was also visiting the cremation ground at times to do meditation, right? It is known to be the sacred place, a sacred place. But in fact, it is not. So Shiv has 3 eyes. That's why he is known as Trilochan. Tri means 3, Lochan means eyes. Trinetra, Triambaka. This also means 3 eyes. And he has, the 3rd eye on his forehead, right, between the eyebrows. This is what you call the 3rd eye. With the 3rd eye, he destroys and he protects as well. Here is the story of the destruction. There was the Kamdev god, the god of love. He was disturbing him in meditation, and Shiv got angry. He opened his third eye and he turned Kamdev into ashes. So this is one story for you to prove that when he opens his third eye, he destroys. But he also protects when he opens his third eye, right? He was in a playful mood with Parvati. Parvati closed his eyes, and because of that, the whole world, it is said, was plunged into darkness. And to give light to the world, Shiv opened his third eye. He gave light. That is, he protected people because we can't live without light, whether it is sunlight, but especially sunlight, we can't live without that, right? So he is a savior too. With the third eye, he does not only destroy, but he protects as well. You can get a question to describe Shiv as a protector. So you can write this story, or you can write the story that he drank the halal poison. Ça a été question là, je peux gagner 3 points ou 5 points, right? So then you choose what to write. Yes, we were talking about the third eye. So normally, nous tenons un third eye. This qui le troisième léger n'est pas visible comme nous trouvons in the photos of Shiv. The third eye is known as the illumination, the wisdom that all of us we have, where we need to have, right? So he's Bholanath. I was telling you Bholanath because he is full of innocence and simplicity. Most of the time he is shown in a yogic posture, sitting cross-legged, quand il est seul. Even quand il est avec sa famille, les poings assis and les pieds in cross, right? This is called a yogic posture. Yin and significance behind, right? Maybe one day we can talk about it. So he sits on a tiger skin, his eyes closed, and he is shown with open eyes. His face expresses love and compassion. Quand dans une photo, il y a open eyes. His face shows that he is showing us love and compassion. He does not have a luxurious life as Krishna and all. He lead austere lives in simple surroundings, which is a lesson learned by Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, from him. You know, Gandhi was wearing only a dhoti, and during winter, he could carry a shawl, but nothing more than that, right? This he learned from Shiva. Shiva is a yogi. Shiva renounced the world. He covers only the lower part of his body. If you have noticed, Shiva cover only the lower part of his body. And that was the same Gandhi was doing. But Shiva, tiger skin around the body, but yes, now we're not going to kill the animals to wear the tiger to wear the leather, right? He leads an austere life like a true ascetic. He has very few possessions, which means detachment, right? He wears the tiger skin, I told you. He appears either with 2 arms or 4 arms. It depends on pictures. He has the trident as his weapon. He has the damru. The damru represents the sound of creation. And damru need a new sound. So it represents the sound of creation. One hand is in the Abhaya Mudra and the other one is in the Varada Mudra, right? So why does he wear the tiger skin? Because tiger skin represents Shiva's ability to control and transform animal nature. You know how a tiger is the aggressive. He thinks that he's the king of the forest, right? So c'est an animal nature which has to be curbed down, lower, right? And Nursinuina Saban animalistic nature as well. So when Shiv is wearing the tiger skin, it is like representing he has control over that animalistic nature. Comment? And c'est l'ilipena saban animalistic nature of being arrogant and all. Et deuxième, li aide-nous, Shiv aide-nous pour nous curb down our animalistic nature. That is the significance of Shiv wearing the tiger skin. He has a trishul, the trident. The trident represents time. I guess you have seen a trident. Il y a trois choses dedans, trois bâtons, let's say, I can say. So the trident represents time that is present. So yeah, this is the Trishul, you might be knowing, right? The Trishul, il y en a trois comme ça. Ça veut dire trois, they represent time, past, present, and future, right? And it also represents the three gunas. All of us, we have the three qualities, the sattva, the rajas, and the tamas. And it may also represent the functions, three functions, the creation, the preservation, and the destruction. The damru, I told you, say the primordial sound, the sound of creation. The sound of creation is Om. He has the long matted hair. Long matted hair, il veut dire spiritual life and powers. Li aussi veut dire signify detachment, right? He wears a garland of snakes, ou bien un snake autour sur le cou. Maintenant, snakes symbolically represent his control over desire and sensuality. Il est capable de ça on him. Say he has perfect control on desire and sensuality. He can control his senses and he is fearless. Tu m'éteins, c'est apporté dans moi infiniment, right? I'll be unconscious. But this shows that he is fearless. He might be seen having a garland of skulls, which shows his destructive aspect and which also shows that he is fearless. He has a crescent moon, and the crescent moon represents the movement of time. You know, the Hindus, they follow the lunar calendar, la lune. Longtemps dit Muntika Kizula in terms of by seeing the moon, right? So it means the movement of time. And Ganga, bien sûr, the Ganga represents purity. And we were saying the Ardhanarishwar form, he is dans sa forme là, il y a half Shiv and half Parvati, which signifies that they are inseparable, and which also signifies that he treats his wife equally, right? Ardhanarishwar. When you say Vishnu, you will see Lakshmi sitting at the feet of Vishnu. Shiva and Parvati share the same as equals on the Kailash mountain. Tous les temps, dans Film on trouve ça in pictures, even in the Shiv Puran, it has been described like Parvati is always with Shiv. Even if Shiv is in deep meditation, Parvati will be there with him, right? Shiv symbolically represents the tamasic quality. You know, we have three guns, sattva, rajas, and tamas. He represents the tamasic quality, but he is actually the destroyer of the tamasic quality, right? Now, the form of Natraj, this also you should know. The form of Natraj, which we call the Lord of Dance, those who dance, they pray him. If you analyze the photo, the form of Natraj, you will see he's standing on someone, right? This is a demon. a dwarf demon. His name was Mayalaka, right? He dances, not stand plutôt, he dances on that. Bon, since il y a un démon, il veut dire quand il fait danse sur sa démon là, he's controlling the demoniac quality of this person, right? And Shiv, bien sûr, and celui qui est lifted, it is a posture of dance. And you will see he has 4 arms. 1, 2, 3, 4 lames, right? And bien sûr, he has snakes. Et ça, même chose qui est là ici là, c'est ce cheveu, right? When he does bon, bien sûr, quand ce CV est attaché, il y a ce jata, il y a ce cheveu largué aussi, right? So this is his hair. And dans ce lame, N is the Abhaya Mudra. This one is the Abhaya Mudra. This one, he's giving blessings, the Varada Mudra, right? And in one hand, il n'est pas trop visible dans la photo là, but in other hand, troisième lame, il y a un damru. At times, il y a fire, at times damru. In this one, he has fire, right? And in the photo, you will see that he is surrounded by fire. To ça, chose ici là, c'est fire. He's surrounded by fire. This is his Natraj form, the Lord of Dance. This is his form. You know, Shiv dances, this they really dance comme ça. Non, c'est ça Tandav. No? When he is either very happy, he will dance with Parvati and all, or when he is very angry. Very angry, this is the form he is going to take, having fire in his hand and around him also, which means dissolution, which means destruction, right? So you need to know how to describe the form of Natraj as well, right? So the fire, Ninjayana fire in the hands, the fire represents the energy that is responsible for creation and also for dissolution. Bien sûr, with fire, we destroy. Et quand on finit destroy with fire, fire purifies everything, right? Fire purifies everything. So, give it a new creation as well, right? So he has a damru in the one upper hand, and I told you what is damru. The lower hand, he has the Abhaya Mudra and the Varada Mudra, and he's dancing on the dwarf. He has his vehicle as Nandi, the bull, right? Nandi. And Nandi is always facing him. Even if you go to temple, Nandi is always facing him, which means that, which shows that the soul, Nandi, the soul, wants to unite with the Lord. The soul is yearning to unite with the Lord. Now, in the Shiv Parivar, there are many animals. Shiv, Liena, animal, the vehicle as the bull, Liena, snakes, cobras, Ganesh has the mouse, Kartikeya has the peacock, Durga has the tiger, or even you can say the lion. Normalement, quand on met tous ces animaux-là ensemble, no one will survive, right? But in the family of Shiv, they are living in harmony and in unity. The lesson to be learned here is what the Vedas say. You learn that code well. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means the whole world is one family. When we say the whole world is one family, is there shouldn't be discrimination. Nous vivons bien with harmony, with unity, right? Whether it is in terms of caste, religion, whatsoever, color, everything. Nous tous nous ensemble, we are all children of God. If we follow this rule or this teaching of the Veda, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world will be a very happy place to live. There will be no enmity, there will be no destruction by people, yes, there will be no war as such, right? And well, the festival celebrated in honor of Shiv is the Mahashivratri. And every month also we have Shivratri. Nupapeli Mahal is celebrated only once a year, but every month we have a Shivaratri. But usually this Mahashivratri is the most popular one celebrated in honor of Shiv, right? So this is about Shiv. You need to know Shiv, his few names, meaning, what he carries, so body, so being Nilkantha, the stories that he's a protector, he's a destroyer, you have to know all this stuff, right? So this will be all for today. This is about Shiv. Next time we can continue with another god. I guess Durga or Ganesh. We'll see what to do. We'll continue with the gods, right?